Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers play the Milwaukee Bucks on the road. We're back on the road again. 6-game road trip starting tonight in Milwaukee. And yeah, I'm not happy because these games are early, man. Early. All of them. One of them even as early as 3 in the afternoon. Now, for some of us, that may be ideal, but for I think the majority of us, we'd probably want our games to be after working hours. But yeah, so that's what's going on. We're in the Eastern Conference, and that's what the deal is. We got a game without LeBron James tonight. He's out with the left ankle injury, which is the same injury that had him out in the last matchup that he missed. It's probably something that's going to be ongoing for him at this point. But yeah, he's gonna rest this one because we have a back-to-back tomorrow against the Grizzlies in Memphis. So it makes sense to rest him here early in the road trip. My mindset is always in these type of situations when you're fighting for seeding, secure the ones you know you can, and if you must rest someone, rest the ones that you're not expected to win, even if they play. And I think that's how they're looking at this as a scheduled loss. Milwaukee is a team that's won 4 of their last 5 basketball games. They've beaten the likes of the Oklahoma City Thunder, Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix Suns. They've really been on a nice roll right now. So I think the way the Lakers are looking at it is, hey, we're on the road. Let's just rest Bron. I don't know. We're going to be able to steal some rest late, going forward. We still have a couple back-to-backs, believe it or not, with just 12 games left in the season. So let's try to steal some rest on this one for him. And so I actually agree with it. I don't like it, but I understand it and I agree with it. And that's something I would have probably done too if I felt giving him some rest was the best way forward. I think the urgency to win basketball games is something that we're probably we're not really bringing ourselves up to the intensity necessary. We probably shouldn't really be considering the rest right now with 12 games left, needing to win all of them to stay in the 9th seed or maybe move up. And we've had some things go a certain way. The Golden State Warriors been losing. The Kings and the Dallas Mavericks play tonight, which is a massive game for seeding in terms of the play-in tournament. Phoenix has a hard schedule ahead. We have a chance to move up out of this 9th seed spot, and I just don't think purposefully resting games is more important than giving ourselves more cushion to not be eliminated. Because if you stay in a 9th seed, it's a one-and-done situation if you lose. If you move up to the 8th or 7th seed, at least you have another game if you lose. So it's like that's more important to me than just resting and all of that. But these coaches are, we saw it last night with Golden State where they rested Steph Curry for a big portion of the game and lost the game. It's like do they not understand that the Rockets are a half game behind them? You're going to get all the rest in the world, believe me, when it's time for you to be eliminated before you even make the play-in tournament. So that's what these coaches and teams need to have urgency about. Golden State, I think, is legitimately going to be falling out. So they could rest all they want. But yeah, as far as we're concerned, we still want to compete in this basketball game tonight. We understand that the Milwaukee Bucks are a very, very good team, a contender. Even though you guys know, if you follow me, I don't really believe they're a contender. Nevertheless, they have contending hopes and they have a contending record. So that's really what it is. We got to see them tonight. Doc Rivers is their coach. He took over the team halfway through the season and has incorporated Jay Crowder into the starting lineup or into the regular rotation. He's been getting a lot of minutes, so we got to try to take advantage of that. Jay Crowder's a player who's expected to play defense, can have a nice offensive explosion if his 3 balls falling, but other than that, he's somebody to attack. At this point, a little long in the tooth role player. That's the weak link in the offense in their lineup, in my opinion, since coach wants to use him instead of Marshawn Beauchamp and some of these younger guys like Andre Jackson. That's Doc Rivers for you. So yeah, we're gonna see them tonight. Now, from what I understand, Giannis is a game time decision. He also may sit this one out and rest, which makes a lot more sense for their team given the fact they're in the 2 seed, and I don't think they have too much concern about falling out, and they certainly ain't moving up in Boston's situation. So they're kind of stuck. It probably makes a lot more sense for them to rest people than for anyone else. But hopefully they do that. Hopefully they do that. I think Dame is good to go though, so we're definitely gonna understand that even if Giannis doesn't play, they turn into a different team, a good team with Dame running his stuff as he did in Portland. Uh, Pick and roll with guys like Brook Lopez and uh, you know, the last game that they had Dame running the show, he had 16 assists on top of whatever his scoring was, and they got 31 and 10, I believe it was, out of Bobby Portis off the bench. So this is a good team with or without Giannis Antetokounmpo. Chris Middleton is also a game time decision. Last time we saw them in LA, Middleton did not play. We got the victory. We're very excited about that. And so, hopefully Middleton will sit this one out, so we'll have that same dynamic more or less. This is a team, Milwaukee, that, they got Malik Beasley starting at the point guard position. I mean, the shooting guard position, rather. Obviously, that's somebody to attack. Their backcourt defensive issues are just like ours is. Maybe even a little worse when you consider the Dame and Beasley defensively. I say attack them. This should be a big night for our guards. Spencer Dinwiddie, D'Lo, Austin Reeves. They should be looking to get big scoring. And obviously, we dropped 150 points on the Indiana Pacers. Granted, they have a bad defense, but we know we can score. We dropped 137 on the Atlanta Hawks as well. So, we should look to put up some good scoring efforts tonight. And I'm looking at those guards who've had it going. And of course, D'Lo didn't play in the last one. I didn't see him on the injury report for this one, so hopefully he's able to go. But this Milwaukee team is expected to crash the glass and do well on the rebounding, so we need to crash it as well. They shoot the three ball above 30% on most of these wins, so they're a bit better than average from behind the arc. Of course, if Middleton plays, if Beasley has it going, it could be a problem. Dame, obviously, we know, and Lopez can shoot the ball. Bobby Portis, we know. So it is one of those situations where you gotta, guard the perimeter. And of course, just expect Giannis, if he does play, to just continue to attack the paint. And usually, if he's controlling everything, it's going to be a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of easy putbacks, him getting to the line with ease. You can't even brush up against him without a foul being called. We know that, especially at home for him. So, like I said, we expect this to be a scheduled loss, but a lot of times when we expect to be losers, we walk out of there victorious. We did that against many teams this year, including the Boston Celtics without Bron and AD. If AD's on the floor, he gives us a great chance of winning. And the way we've been incorporating Spencer Dinwiddie into place, we feel like we can make up a lot of scoring now that maybe we didn't believe we could before hand. So hopefully Spencer can continue to play the way he's been playing as well as he's been playing. And if we can get something high scoring out of all three of our guards, we think we could score with anybody, even if Bron ain't out there. So that's what I hope to see tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks are a fair defensive team. I think they're like 16th in defensive rating or 15th, something like that. That's solid, middle of the pack. So, like I said, their backcourt issues defensively are a struggle, but their rim protection with Giannis and Brook Lopez is strong. So we need to respect that. And, I personally think we can attack this team, especially if Dame's not going off. Now, I do expect Dame to go off because he's at home against an LA team. California guy, they always want to play well against us. So I do expect this to be a high-scoring Dame night. But him and Giannis tend to have games where if Giannis going off, Dame will walk away with 12 points. Hopefully this is one of those type of nights. In theory, we can attack well if they're not both scoring at a very, very high clip. So, that's really what it is. Try to stay out of foul trouble. Anthony Davis, that's going to be a key for us tonight. Since Bron ain't playing, we need AD on the floor. And hopefully we can get something out of Rui Hachimura. He only gave us 9 points in a game where everybody else was scoring at a high clip. So we need him to bounce back and find his scoring punch. Because if he had it going in that last game, we would have scored 160 points, 170 points. That's how capable we were against the Indiana Pacers. So that's really what it is, man. I just expect our offense to continue to be potent. Bron or no Bron, we have the ball handlers, we have the playmakers, we have the shooting, we have it all to get points up. And it's just going to be about crashing the glass, man. That's really what it is. and boxing out Giannis and hopefully getting him in foul trouble if he plays. And if he doesn't play, then adjusting ourselves for Dame time, because that's exactly what's going to be coming at us. So, yeah, that's where my mind is, man. Pay attention to guys like Pat Connaughton. As I said, Andre Jackson, if he plays, Beauchamp is a good player. Um, you know, the majority of what we're going to see are the usual suspects for their team. Bobby Portis has already said, Lopez, you get it. That's going to be what you see a lot of. And hopefully Malik Beasley doesn't have one of those nights where he wants to shoot 9 and 10 threes, because if that happens, winning this game is going to be nearly impossible. So that's really what it is, man. We'll be ready for this Eastern Conference road trip. We expect to be very successful in this road trip, given that most of the teams are sub 500. But this is not one of those nights. This is definitely not a sub 500 basketball team. So I think it could be a real treat in these standings if we can get this victory. With everything that's going on around us, somebody's got to lose that Sacramento-Dallas game. That's a big deal. So we'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, man, I want the Lakers to get this victory. I really do. I don't think we should be just scheduling losses. I think wins are too important. I think cushion is too important. I think morale is very important in regards to winning and seeing success in your situation. Just because we expect to win all these road games does not mean that we're going to have that type of success. These teams are at home. We're on the road. We're going to be doing back-to-backs, hotels and stuff like that. This is a team that's been comfortable at home for a while. So purposefully dropping a basketball game just because you assume you're going to be successful in the rest of them, it could backfire, man. That could blow up in your face. And so people want to rest. People want to build around older players, and this is what comes of that. You're not in a position to be resting like some of these good teams. You're not a good team. And I think that's the point. The Lakers need to respect that. You ain't done enough winning throughout the course of the season to be in a position to say, well, let's just rest the ankle. No, you're not in that position, man. You rest too much, you're going to be resting for real, just like the Golden State Warriors. And I think some of these teams, particularly these two, the Lakers and the Warriors, might be in a bit of denial about how dire their situation is and how much the young guys run this league right now. You got to have some urgency. You are not in the catbird seat. You are not. Teams like OKC, Boston, obviously Minnesota, Denver, and Milwaukee, those are the teams that can afford to rest people because they're not going anywhere in their standing situation. They've won enough to rest people. And if the Lakers were serious about what they needed to do, they would feel the urgency to play a game like this and play every game for the rest of the season and rest when you sleep at night. But guys think they can just turn it on. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. Like I said, for strategies purposes, if you're strategizing to rest, this is the game to rest. But as far as us resting, just preparing for the playoffs, believe me, you may not be all that healthy for the play-in game any damn way. You know what I mean? You may not even make the play-in tournament if things go completely left on this road trip. One bad ankle injury and all this rest could be for nothing, because it's going to be a bad set of games going forward for a guy like Anthony Davis. If he rolls an ankle, it could be bad for us. So it's like, you just got to try to win every game you win. And if the urgency is to not do that, then you've already mailed it in. So that's really where I'm at. I'm disappointed in the mindset of this team, and that's just where it is. I've been disappointed all year, but we've been winning regular season games against some bad teams lately. So we have the guys that believe in that we've turned the corner. But I know better. Indy wasn't that. Atlanta without Trae Young definitely ain't that. Even though they came back against the Boston Celtics last night, if I'm not mistaken, and won the basketball game. They were down by 30 and came back and won. Boston in playoff form. And then who else did we see? It was Atlanta. Who did we just see, man? Whoever that was, they didn't play no defense either, and they were messing their best player as well. That's what it really came down to. Philadelphia, they did play defense. I take that back. They're a great defensive team that couldn't score. So it's like, you didn't really do much, man. You didn't really do much in those wins. This would be the biggest win under your belt if you could find a way to get it, and you're resting people. It's just, if you really want to prove to yourself you're a good team, this is not, you can't rest anymore. You just can't rest. So this is it, man. We're gonna see the Milwaukee Bucks. I think our guards can attack them. I think we can run some good stuff against them. I think we can have a really good game, especially if Rui Hachimura steps in and scores a lot tonight. If he can get into his scoring bag, that could really help a lot tonight. Get a guy like Giannis in foul trouble. Get a guy like Bobby Portis in foul trouble. At least that could go a long way in helping our team tonight. So that's who I'm circling on the board, is Rui Hachimura. I need him to have a good game tonight. And yeah, that's where my head is, man. I'm still frustrated. These regular season wins ain't doing it for me when I know my team is in a one and done situation, possibly going up against a team that we cannot defeat. You know what I mean? But hopefully we have more success, and we could kind of slide into that 8th or 7th spot and give ourselves that cushion and that home court advantage we want in that game. But this game goes a long way in making that happen, and Bron's resting, so that's what it is, man. I'm about tired of that, but it is what it is. We gotta be wise about the body and heal as best we can, put ourselves in a position to be as healthy as we can be for that tournament, and may the best team win tonight, man. Lakers are gonna be wearing their yellows on the road, and the Bucks are gonna be wearing, once again, a charcoal looking color with antlers on the side. I think it might be their alternate uniform, so they'll probably have an alternate floor tonight. I think that's what that is. Looks like charcoal. Could be a darkish, super dark brown. Not really sure what that color is. But yeah, that's what they're wearing tonight. And hopefully the Lakers put up a good fight, man. In their house. We know we're on the road. We don't have fans cheering for us, although in theory the Bucks probably should have a lot of Laker fans there, but we're definitely on the road in a contender's house, so we're going to understand how it feels to be there. And it's kind of weird how we're playing them so late in the season, but it is what it is. We are going to take care of this road trip and deal with these early afternoon games throughout the course of this road trip. So that is what it is, man. That's kind of my little take on this basketball game. I don't really have much to give y'all in regards to doing homework on the Bucks. I just glanced at their stats. Glance at their wins and understand that this is a team that's won 4 out of 5 games. They've been kicking tail against everybody but the Boston Celtics. So that's just what it is, man. We better come in with a certain level of intensity with who we have suited up, and meet the urgency of the moment. And then don't expect to just beat teams like Toronto and Brooklyn and all that. Don't expect that you're going to, you should come in with a certain intensity there as well. So I don't know, man. It's just a mindset thing. How are we coming into these games? Are we gonna come in with a fast start and do some work? If I'm not mistaken, that is how one of the teams that beat them was the Boston Celtics, and then there was a loss that they had about 2 games prior to that. And the team that came in and beat the Bucks got off to a very hot start and didn't let up. I wish I remember who it was, but that's how you attack the Bucks. You get that lead, and then you make it difficult for them to come back. No, it was the Boston Celtics. That's how that went. Peyton Pritchard had 19 points in the second quarter, something crazy like that. That's how you want to attack this team. You want to get out to an early start and then have that cushion, and as they come rushing back at you, may it be too much. So hopefully we can have a fast start. We know we're known for doing the opposite, but that's the formula the Boston Celtics use to beat this basketball team. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. Early game, 4:30 tip-off, 7:30 Eastern. Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks. Serve Forum, I think. Is that what they call it? Serve Forum? I don't know. I don't know what the name of that building is. But we will be there ready to face off against potentially Giannis, definitely Dame, definitely Bobby Portis, potentially Middleton. You get the point. Our usual suspects are out. Castleton, Vincent, Vanderbilt, Wood, all out, of course. Jalen Hood-Schifino out for the season. We know that. And Bron will be out tonight. We know that. So that's what it is, man. Hopefully Giannis decides to sit this one. BDL44. I thank y'all for watching. Out.